Looking for adventure, battle, glory, family? Come, be a part of one of the oldest role-playing guilds in the ESO community. Serve the banner of Great House Drez, Morrowind, and the Pact. House Nemos welcomes you. Coming from a humble beginning in Vivec City, Vytalas Hlaalu made a living as a merchant by selling pelts and meats he personally butchered and tanned. He is a skilled hunter, the bow being his weapon of choice. Upon arriving in Narcissus with his younger cousin, they both entered the Hlaalu house, and rose from the ranks of mere guards to officers in what is now known as the Hlaalu Exchange. Serving as commander of the Hlaalu Guard during the Ashlander War, Vytalas experienced violence and loss that ended up being too much for him to take. It was only after serving as counselor for the Hlaalu Exchange that he found his true calling, diplomacy. Vytalas on first impression comes off as polite and respectful, regardless of an individual's class or race. He is patient, loyal, and is quite gifted in making good impressions upon any who cross his path. He has quite the silver tongue when it comes to discussing both business and politics. It was through his unwavering devotion and fine representation of his house that he was eventually given the title Ambassador. He is dedicated and does his best to uphold his house's motto: one house, one family. Having come so far from his simple life back on Vardenfell, Vytalas is now second in command of the Hlaalu Exchange Company and is the chosen successor of its leader, Yas'vyre Anthren. He continues to travel across Pact territory, gaining allies, fulfilling writs, and ensuring that his house, his future, will continue to thrive. The previous character exercise was, what is your character afraid of? How often does he or she worry about these things? Vampire says, my character is afraid of magical fire. My main is a Dunmer male called Kenthazor, a House Telvanni sorcerer. From a young age, his father tried to train him in magic, but didn't get far. One day, in his frustration, his father attacked without holding back and burned the left side of his son and heir. As he grew, the anger didn't let up, and he fears that type of magic, which is why he uses minions to kill fire users. Tailgir writes, my character Zitani has many fears that she hides deep in her spirit, but the biggest one is werewolves. Zitani is a werewolf, and it represents complete loss of control in her mind. Feral, savage, irrational. There have been times when she was nearly tricked into turning on her friends in combat, unleashing her inner beast with a ferocious bloodlust as she lost control of her own actions. Werewolves are her fear not for what they are, but for what they represent in her mind. Night Witch writes, my Telvanni apprentice Azarath Salis holds a deep fear of his Kenna, Nelvin Telvanni. He fears him due to his power and knowledge. He worries about what his Kenna will do to him if he does not keep training and practicing. Though gradually it's getting better for Azarath. Morgan Leroux writes, this is a tough one to answer. Since I've started playing ESO, Morgan Leroux has had to face many of her greatest fears. At this point, she probably most fears getting close to others. As long as she doesn't develop any great sentimental attachment to the people around her, she doesn't have to worry about losing them. It isn't something she spends any time thinking about. The character exercise for the next episode is, what does your character think their best trait is? What would she or he most like to change about theirself? Post your answer to the character exercise in the comments below, and it might be featured on the next episode. Next Monday on Scrollplay, we'll interview Malfunction about vampires. Keep role-playing. Peace.